Alright guys, welcome to the first build guide I'm going to do for Wolcen. I'm probably going to do more. I really do enjoy this game, so I think I'm going to be playing this for a little while. Hopefully they release some bug fixes and some more content soon rather than later. But anyways, and it is also a bit buggy here and there, but all around I enjoy it. No game breaking issues that I've experienced. I know there are game breakers, bugs in the game, but I haven't experienced any in my case. But the first thing we're going to go over skills. And I almost have the fifth slot unlocked. You have to do that by doing the Primordial Institute West. I've got it almost there. But Ether Jump's going to go there. So let's just go and talk about it. Let's pretend Ether Jump. We have Ether Jump here. What we're going to go with this is increase maximum range. We're going to deals damage in between start and end point. Increases the element chance score of the skill. We can probably respec that one. I don't know if this one's going to really help because we're just using this for mobility. But can look into that. It's only 1 point. It's not too big of a deal. Increase maximum range and then cooldown. And then this increases attack speed and spell casting after you use it. Then we're going to go here and here for the last 3 points. This removes all crowd controls. So if you get stunned, frozen, or whatever, you can hit ether and get out of it. And this gives us movement speed. So it's a nice skill to have. So definitely going to be my fifth skill. It's going to be it's a real good movement spell to help you get through the maps. The what is it called? Expedition mappings a lot quicker. Let's talk about the first skill. So I choose Plague Burst just for the AOE that it provides. It's really good. So this skill. This is going to give us more area effect. So it just makes the circle bigger. This gives us more element damage. This is going to be, by the way, an occult element build. So we're doing occult damage, and we're going to be stacking elements and element to increase our damage. It's really, really beneficial. It works pretty well so far. We're going to do raw weapon damage. This leaves behind the toxic damage. So this leaves behind green gas whenever enemies die. It's very nice. It's a nice to have. This receives allies receive a buff that increases our element alignment chance score. So it gives us more chance score when we're in the area effect. Increase the damage by explosions for element stack enemies have. So the more element stacks we have, the more damage it does. Synergizes pretty well. We're doing more crit damage and just more raw damage here. So now we're going to go to Anomaly, which you'll see Anomaly used on any mage build, just about. It's really good. So we're going to go with increased area effect, just like we did with Plague Burst. This is what's going to pull the enemies into Anomaly, so it helps pull everyone in, and so you can just bombard with AoE. Just makes it last longer. This lets it pulse multiple times, just like this. You'll see it pulsing like that, boom, 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 boom. Without that, it would only pulse once. This just increases our chance score to get critical strikes. This is good because it allows us to place 2 of them down at once. So we can go here, here, or we can stack them on top of each other. Nice skill. This is going to be our main damage dealer, or one of it, along with Affinity Blades. Affinity Blades is a good DPS tool, and Willpower Regenerator. But Tears of Ethial, I don't even know, I'll probably butchered that. But we're going to go with, we're still missing a point here, and so we're going to actually respec a point. One of these points, willpower cost reduction, and we have cooldown, and we have crit chance score. We're probably going to remove crit chance score along with the weapon damage to get our 3 points, because we're going to want to go this node. We'll explain all this in a second, but right now the way we have it built is willpower cost reduction. Oh, and cooldown reduction and crit chance score. Just again, just like we've done in a crit damage, another cooldown node and skill damage. And also, what cool thing they added with Bloodtrail is you can change your skills to do different material. You can do material damage, occult damage, or physical damage. And I have chose to do sacred damage, which is an occult damage, and that's what we're specking into a occult damage. So we're spending 3 points down here to switch this over to sacred damage as well. And then what I was talking about respecting, so we got 1 point left because you get max 10 points. So it's 1, and then we need 2 more points to go into this node. So we'll probably take maybe crit chance score down and the skill weapon damage, and we're going to replace, and we're going to get this damage over time. So this is going to, it is going to do a lot less damage, negative 90%, but it's going to turn this into a dot. So then we're going to have dot, dot, and then dot. So all these are going to be our AoEs and just massive AoE. And so it works really well. Lightbringer is another skill that's really good. It's a mobility skill as well, but I wouldn't use it as mobility. Ether jump is going to be our mobility skill. We're using this to engage. We're going to go with increased speed at which Lightbringer gains stages. Then we're going to go with when landing, we leave an area effect that deals damage to enemies in regular intervals. Then we're going to get a buff of all resist. So we're going to buff ourselves for each enemy we hit, all resist. So that's good. More resistance, less damage we take. This is the node you cannot replace on this one in this build. This is the stun enemies. So you stun any enemies, if it's a mob of enemies. Stun bosses, you can get the breaker bar down to either all the way down when you land on them, or even elites and bosses, or you can get it close enough to where 1 or 2 hits and you're doing massive damage. So this is just weapon damage, and this is weapon damage. I'm going to swap out. So we're going to take this damage off, and then we're going to get our 3 points, and we're going to switch over to this. Actually just heals us in our allies. So while we're using it when we engage, we're going to be getting some heals. So here's our DPS part of the build is the Infinity Blade skill. We're just going to get willpower regeneration and kill. We're going to get willpower during criticals. We're going to get more damage. This gives us more damage per element stack on enemy. This gives us more force shield regeneration. Not much, but a little. It helps. Enemies hit receive a debuff that increases spell damage. So every time we hit enemies, they receive this debuff that lets us do more damage. This is a spell, so, and this is a spell. This spell, everything's spells. So increase the damage dealt by Infinity Blades. So that's our skills. Let's go look over the character. So when I started this character, I went all toughness during the campaign, and I switched up an in-game to ferocity and toughness, splitting it 50-50. Working out pretty well, giving us more damage, more crit, and survivability with toughness. Let's just take a peek at the passive trees here. What I haven't spec'd into yet is what we'll go over real quick, is what I'm planning on spending the next, 25 points or so. We're going to go into this here, the Abyssal Shaper, and really what we're picking up here is we're going to be picking up the occult damage nodes here. I know there's occult damage. Here it is. Yeah, so there's some occult damage nodes that we're going to be picking up in here. Another one, and what I'm working to now is I'm working over here, and this is for critical damage multiplier. So this gives us 30% critical damage multiplier, obviously, so more damage. And that's what I'm working on for my next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points are going to that. That synergizes with this guy here, which gives us critical chance score, so more chances of doing crits. And that also with ferocity and our stats. This gives us, these nodes give us a little more chance score. We take a cooldown reduction, which is this one, and I think this one, yeah. I think these are the only two, so we get 20% cooldown reduction. Another thing you don't want to pass up is your This one in here gives you 200 max willpower and these two nodes. So this is, you'll have max willpower and max rage with these nodes. There's another one here. This gives you 20 willpowers on hit, so we get more. That stacks with our infinity blades. We're getting 25 per kill and 25 per crit. So we can generate 50, 70 willpower per hit. So that helps. But when I started this build, in campaign, I went down this way first, and then we're going to go over to Immortal Offering. Just a good skill to increase damage. It receives a damage buff when killing an enemy affected by elements. So if you have elements on an enemy, you get some damage increase. So it's nice. This node's you get pretty much every other shot hit. You get to apply an additional element stack. So basically, instead of applying one, you're applying two because it's multiplication by a multiply by two. So it's another good node. This just gives us more chance. This just allows us to apply an additional element stack. This one here we can apply 2 for 1 hit. So it kind of synergizes with this one, but this one is when you hit an enemy so on the same hit, instead of applying 1 element, you're applying 2. And then this one gives you 50% to multiply the number of stacks being applied. So slightly different, but they kind of synergize together. Then we're going to come over here. This just gives us more chance to hit those elements. So 30% chance on there. We went up here. We could probably respec these points. These are the only life leech I have. And it doesn't really do much, so we can probably respend those points. This is a cost reduction to spells, and all of our stuff is spells. We might keep that one. But this one here gives us 50% spell critical chance score when willpower is above 75%. So pretty much when we engage and when we're filling it up with infinity blades, along with pots. Sometimes we need those willpower pots. There's another node here. This one here. So this one, since we're not running any health pots and we're not running much leech, this helps us pick up health globes at a further distance, so it helps us with survivability. And that's pretty much the passive tree, or at least what we have now. I will definitely, I'm not sure if I said it already, we'll be putting this build, a link to the build in the comments. So let's just look over gear real quick. So I like going bruiser, mostly bruiser and some heavy. There's also the rogue, which does 4 shield and health. Also sorcerer is pretty decent. But anyways, bruiser and heavy are a lot of ways to go, just because you get to all resist on them. So this is a pretty good one I found. It gives you a nice amount of health. But what we're looking for, you don't want it on all. So the 12% transfer speed between willpower and rage. You don't want it on all pieces, but a couple pieces you do want it. This helps when you're spending willpower. It helps when it's converting it into rage, and then it helps. It helps it go from rage to willpower back, like it's doing now, faster. It's not really much. I couldn't really find much description, but that's exactly what it does. So typically you just want it on a couple pieces. On all pieces you want either like this one has 11% of damage, or you want occult damage, or that's fire. See, I need to get rid of these rings. Like this shadow damage added to spells, like the gems I'm using. So those are occult damage. You can tell the occult damage by, if you're wondering. So when you hear or you see damage multipliers like element damage, right? So these are boots I'm not wearing, obviously, but boots down here. This one, whatever they were. Anyways, we're applying element damage material. So these are the different damages in type of those subcategories to the main category. So materials: physical, toxic, rend; elementals: fire, frost, lightning; and occults: aether, sacred, and shadow. So we're doing occult. So anything occult damage you want on all pieces. Occult damage modifier, you want damage, straight damage. All resist is nice to have if you can find it. Like this one has 39% all resistance score on this item. Just damage, and mainly we're going to go with the all resist gems. And I'll probably swap these health ones over once I get some better gear. Instead of the transfer time speed gems, I need to take those out. I forgot to. Those need to be crit multipliers, and the rings could be crit multipliers as well. I just having trouble finding good rings. Just haven't had luck on that, but like this one has sacred damage spells, occult damage, all resist score, and critical damage. So this amulet's actually pretty good. And then on that's all support. So these are supports. Even the belt, I have sacred damage on. We'll probably swap that out as well for a crit. But the belt I have is pretty good. That's pretty much all you want. You want resistance, you want damage, and you want some of the transfer time speed. You also want, I think I have it here somewhere. Oh, 11% resource generation. You want that as well. That helps with your willpower generation. But that's it for the going over the build. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. But we're going to get into some gameplay and kind of showcase what this does. We're going to run a 75 zone, and we're level 65 now. You'll see the 75 over here somewhere. And to see that we can even do plus 10 on levels and still be okay. And I don't even think we have to use a revive token. I think we get close, but anyways, hope you enjoy, guys. That's one of the visual bugs.
Not possible.
And again, you know, this build will definitely change. Not like probably drastically, but maybe some gear, maybe some skill points into my skills, or even in a little bit into passive tree. But I will update if I do once I get higher level. This is just kind of part one. And you see how easy we clear the trash. Just Plague Burst and Anomaly, just they go together very well. Synergize very well. So I'm not sure where the spell's telling me to go down that way. And then you can see it on the map. It ends here. Oh, wait. Never mind. Sorry, I'm going backwards. Sometimes I get myself turned around. Alright, here's a elite that I was talking about. And see, he hasn't been able to get a hit off because we stunned him and broke his bar right away. And that's why we can kind of get away with really low leech and no health pots and nothing really into health. I 20 damage, 20 to max health. None of these are really that good, but hopefully we can kill him before he does any damage. Get these rats off me. This is just little packs. I'm not really worried about little packs. Plenty of mobs to kill. And I love that I can just do that and then I walk away. Most of those enemies died. So. You see, so we're in a level 76 with a 65 character. And right now we're not having any issues. Again, you can if you don't do your skills correctly. Or if you get hit with mob while you're on cooldown or something that you were unexpected. What do we got? Attack speed. I'll just go magic, fine. What I like to do in these hunts is not make them very hard. Or don't make them any harder than they have to be. But still be adding magic bind and trophies on them. There's another little elite pack coming up. Let's come back to that. And see, they drop enough health pots to keep us alive there. Let's see if she's got anything good for us. What's your is it a staff? Lightning. It's an elemental staff. I'm not an elementalist, so not wasting 50k. Then if we're running low on willpower, we can also basic attack that generates 120 per. That's one of the base willpower per hit is 120, so. Don't have to worry about any of the trash mob anymore. Here we go. And see, this is a, I might struggle because I'm out half pots here. Should break his bar. We're gonna go ahead and transform. I like this one. We just hold down E. And I'm about to transform back. I don't know what's going on. We might die here. Or at least use a revive token. There we go. Not too bad. We get out of the damage, but that's basically how this build goes. That's not too bad. So if you like this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to see any more build guides, maybe some more a different build, a variant, just let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Thank you, guys. Bye. Peace out.